I think if Dragon Ball Super has taught me anything, it's taught me that relevant villains can actually be produced within the show. It goes without question that at this very point, Dragon Ball Super has created two of its most iconic villains to date within the Dragon Ball series, that being Goku Black and Zamasu. And despite both of them being different in terms of appearance, they both share the same philosophy and ideology as to how to carry on their plan on destroying humanity. But humanity doesn't just include humans, that includes Saiyans, gods, everyone within the series, and of course we saw how Zamasu and Goku Black carried out their plan on almost literally wiping out everybody in the future. And for those little tiny reasons, I believe, in my opinion, this makes Goku Black and Zamasu my favorite villains within the Dragon Ball series. Now, we've gotten Frieza, we've gotten Cell, we've gotten Buu, we've gotten tons of other characters before, but I don't think no other character, or at least during that time, was as psychotic and devious as Zamasu and Goku Black. Some may argue and say that Buu was the one that destroyed the Earth, he was the one that ate everybody. Granted, that may be the case, but in this particular scenario, we've never seen anyone defile the gods, such as Goku Black and Zamasu, even going as far as eliminating the Kaioshins, in which case ceases the god of destructions to exist. So they literally went out of their way to go from universe to universe to universe to universe to specifically target the Kais to make sure that they die in order for the gods of destructions to cease to exist. And it's because of those reasons why I prefer Zamasu and Goku Black over anyone else in Dragon Ball so far in terms of villains. But even with that, let's go ahead and compare Goku Black to the previous villains of Dragon Ball. We have Frieza, who's pretty much a galactic overruler. He pretty much was the one that went about, you know, buying and selling planets and destroying planets and whatnot. He did his own thing, but Frieza never, you know, sought out of his way to go and defile the gods and try to eliminate the Kaioshins, to try to kill Beerusov, to try to make sure to assert himself as the most dominant being in the universe. Yeah, he went about it in a different way, and obviously enough, he wanted to wish for immortality, but did he go down the path of achieving that? No, Zamasu did. Going back and looking at Cell, Cell was a very powerful adversary to Goku, Vegito, Trunks, and Gohan and everyone else, but he had so much of a brash attitude, having to retain that from Vegeta. He was very prideful, he was very arrogant in going about certain things. All he wanted to do was test his body and test his power, very similar to the Saiyans, very similar to Goku and Vegeta. Obviously enough, he had a lot of ego to him, just like Frieza, but he went about things very differently. He didn't go about to try to rule the entire universe and pretty much destroy the entire ecosystem of life, or even challenge that of the gods. He went about by just simply wanting to test his body and fight Goku. And then, of course, we had the psychotic Majin Buu. Now, depending on which variation we're talking about here, Super Buu didn't really seem like he knew what he wanted in a way, even telling Gohan, you know, I can't let a power greater than mine exist, which, of course, he wanted to be the pinnacle of all power, but has he been surpassed? Of course he has. But even looking at Kid Buu had no rationality. He had no, you know, sense of thinking, you know, for himself. All he pretty much did was like raise his hand and blow planets up. I mean, that was just his thing. That's what Kid Buu did. He was a force of nature. He was a force of destruction, and that's all he pretty much liked to do, was go about, you know, hurting people and whatnot. Had he had any sense of like morality, or did he feel any empathy? Did he have any sense of like, you know, injustice of going against the gods, or like, you know, putting himself in the position of power? Absolutely not. Kid Buu just wanted to blow up planets, and that was it. Goku Black and Zamasu have a very different ideology, and the way they go about it is very simple. They don't have to, you know, blow a planet up to prove a point. And of course, upon torturing people, they can also torture the person that's trying to save the people, i.e. being Trunks, because Trunks during that timeline was pretty much the only one left that was standing in the way of Goku Black. But instead of Goku Black killing him off easily, which we all know he could have done, he allowed him to just pretty much live on, so he can live through that pain, so he can live through that torture. So Goku Black and Zamasu have an ideology to where all of us are evil. Like, the humans are evil, the Saiyans are evil, the gods are evil for giving knowledge down to the humans and passing on the knowledge of good and evil, and the humans to use that, you know, knowledge for the gift of evil to destroy each other, to use war and whatnot. Zamasu's ideology is that everyone is beneath him because he comes from a higher place. Obviously enough, he became very arrogant after knowing that, you know, he received the training from the Kais and he knows his position and power, but he also feels as if he wants to defile the rules of the God of Destructions, i.e. as we saw in Dragon Ball Super when he was talking to Gowasu about destroying. Gowasu just clearly told him out of the blue. He said, your role as a Kaioshin is to look after the Ningen, which is the humans, to look after them and pretty much guide them in a positive direction. Your role is not to be that of a god of destruction. Your role is to simply be the overseer of life itself. You are supposed to be like someone like the god of creation in essence. Your job is not to destroy, and that kind of like rubbed Zamasu off like in a very bad way, because he wanted to prove a point. He saw how humanity, or at least people or life forms, mortals, were pretty much going about by hurting each other and destroying each other. Even though that contradicts what he wants to do, that still made him out to be a complete psychopath. Frieza was obsessed with being immortal, Cell was obsessed with testing his body, and Kid Buu didn't really have a sense of anything. I mean, he just wanted to destroy. But what makes Goku Black and Zamasu so different is the fact that not only do they work as a cohesive unit, so if one person were to fight, the other one would step in and take the damage for him, i.e. Zamasu, because we saw so far as Goku and Vegeta and Trunks were trying to, you know, target Black and specifically focus on him, every single time they were about to unleash a devastating attack, we see how Zamasu would come in and take the hits for him, because obviously he's immortal, so he can't die. And especially from Goku Black, if comparing Goku Black to Zamasu, I favor Goku Black is because his ideology and his mentality has changed from the beginning of his introduction up until this point, because he feels as if he's divine. He feels as if he's reached the pinnacle of power. Even at that, he wonders to himself that, you know, how he got to where he is now, because even in Dragon Ball Super episode 64, we saw how he even said that he has reached a power far beyond his own understanding, even going as far as opening up a giant rift in the sky, and he doesn't even know what it is. As Vegeta asked him, like, what is that? Even Black said, I don't know. It could be a different universe, it could be a different reality, it could be the past, it could be the future, whatever it is. I'm looking at, you know, the bottomless pit of my rage and my anger towards you, Ningen, and, you know, these dudes can easily destroy the entire planet, they can easily blow it up, they can easily time travel whenever they want, but they choose to specifically torture Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks, and Bulma, and whatnot. If they truly wanted to, and in essence, they could easily go out of their way to kill them off and, you know, focus more on like achieving their plan into conquering the future without them being there, in which case I do believe that that could have happened. But we saw how Black especially was stabbing everyone left and right. Name someone in Dragon Ball who has as much ice picks as Goku Black does. He was ice picking everybody. He ice picked Trunks, he ice picked Goku, ice picked Vegeta, and Vegeta was the first victim to get stabbed. So, and it's not like Goku Black relies on like some devastating Kamehameha wave or something like that. He relies on his energy sword. Like, he wants to stab you, he wants to feel your breath leave your body, i.e. with Vegeta when he stabbed him and he told him to his face, you're just an appetizer, you're not the main course. He stabbed him, released him, and he dropped. And then after he stabbed Goku, he told Goku, how does it feel that I killed your family? Then even with Trunks, when he grabbed Trunks from behind and he stabbed him, he told Trunks, he was like, that's it, like, you're finished. And we see how Goku Black has that mentality of, instead of just blowing you up very easily, or instead of Hakkaiing you, he just wants to feel your energy, your breath leave your body. And that's why I love Goku Black so much, is because he's ruthless, he's remorseless, and he has no empathy or sympathy for anyone, because he feels as if he is the hierarchy. And of course they assert themselves as gods in the show, because since the other gods don't exist, they want to claim that position and say, alright, well, since there are no other gods out there, we are the ones of power. And I have yet to ever recall a villain within Dragon Ball that placed themselves as like the pinnacle of power throughout the entire universe. So that's what makes Goku Black and Zamasu so unique as characters, because they assert themselves as the position of authority. They have a different method of approaching things, so that's what makes them different. Obviously enough, I do think that as the story progresses, we're going to see the conclusion of this arc happen, which again, I'm a little bummed out about, because we saw the beginning of this arc take place roughly around June, and now of course we're in November, so we're going to be seeing the climax and conclusion of this arc. But I want to know down in the comment section below, what are some of your favorite villains without Dragon Ball? Is it Majin Buu? Is it Cell? Is it Bojack? Is it Broly? Is it Cooler? Let me know down below, guys. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts. For me, I prefer Goku Black over anyone else because of his demeanor, especially there's one scene when he literally went up to Vegeta after he transformed into Super Saiyan Blue, and he took his two fingers and he put it underneath his chin, and he picked his chin up, and he was like, how pathetic and sad. I mean, yeah, you're strong, but you're not as strong as me. And obviously when Vegeta beat him up, you know, we saw Black pretty much emerge from the dust, and he dusted himself off, and then even after that, he like charged at Vegeta and stuff. So I think that Goku Black makes up for the lack of story that we've gotten in Dragon Ball Super so far. We've had, you know, Golden Frieza, we've had the Universal Tournament, but I think that Golden Frieza is the only exception of being the only villain in Dragon Ball Super so far. You can't really count Hit, you can't really count Beerus. Beerus is more or less neutral. Hit was just doing his duties on participating in the tournament. So the only legitimate, you know, villains that we've had so far was Golden Frieza, Zamasu, and Goku Black. So I think, despite everything in Dragon Ball Super, Goku Black is by far my favorite, and I think by far the most destructive. And of course, comparing that to Dragon Ball Z, I would also have to say that, you know, Goku Black favors that position of being my favorite because just his demeanor, his approach on things. It's not like he wants to fight to test his body out as well. To a degree, he did that when he first met Goku, but then even after that, he was like, the more pain I feel, the stronger I get. So it's just like he continuously improves even throughout the entire duration of the fight. So that's what makes Goku Black so interesting. But I want to know from you guys down below, what are some of your favorite villains and why? If it is Goku Black, if it's Zamasu, if it's someone else, let me know down below, guys. Thank you all for watching. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure to slap a like on this video. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe for more awesome daily content, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below. Tune in for more, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below because I'm pretty sure that a lot of you guys have different opinions as to who you guys like, who you guys favor. Who do you guys think is the most destructive, manipulative, and ruthless villain out of all of the villains in Dragon Ball, guys? Let me know down below. Thank you all for watching as always, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Take it easy, guys. Peace!